Alright, so here we are about to do some guitars for the new Aurora Borealis record, and what I'm doing is going with a Mesa Boogie slant cab today, and I'm just using a solo SM57 on it. Very minimalistic in my approach. A lot of guys, they like to use a 414 or a 421 in conjunction with the 57, but for what I'm trying to do, just a very tight, dry sound. So I'm just going, like I said, with 157, no room mics, no anything like that. What I'm doing also is I've got some walls surrounding it so that I don't catch a lot of the room ambience and room itself in the recording. I want it to be fairly tight but not overly tight, so that's why the walls are spaced so far away. And other than that, let's go into the other room and check out the amp. Alright, so here's the amp I'm going to be using today. It's a VHT Pitbull. I'm running it at only 50 watts, so that way I can make sure I make the tubes work as hard as they can work, and that's the way they're going to sound best. Those tubes, when they're burning the hottest, they're going to sound the best. Also, what you don't want to do in recording is scoop your mids out. A lot of people new to recording, they always want to scoop the mids, and it makes it sound really paperish, and it just doesn't sound good. So I've got my mids pretty cranked up. I've got my treble at a nice cranked rate as well as my bass. I don't usually run my bass that hot, but because I'm also running through an API EQ over here, I've got a nice low cut at about 40 Hertz on there, and I'm going to cut it more later as well, but it's just to get the initial muck out of it. I got also a nice bump at about 3K, which always sounds good on guitars, especially distorted guitars. And I'm also running through a distressor with a 4:1 ratio of compression. I'm only looking for about 1 to 2 dB of compression right off the top. And if I need more later, I can get it, but I don't want to over compress as I'm recording. We're going to do some layers later on with a different amp, probably the orange. Most likely the orange. It could end up being a Mesa, but I don't want the fuzz that a Mesa brings, so it's probably just going to be the orange. And as far as my guitar, I'm using a custom Jackson. It's an older one from the custom shop. It's got a nasty jack on it. That's where all that sound's coming from. But it's a pretty nice guitar. It's just, I guess, what they call the dinky body. It's a USA made, and that's what I'm using to track the guitars with. Alright, so I'm going to be tracking the song that you guys saw Mark do the drums for last time. The first rhythm track is already laid, and I'm going to try to go ahead and do the second rhythm track. Here we go. Alright, so I'm going to try to cut another song now. This is the song that everybody did the audition drums to. I've already laid the right rhythm track. I'm going to try to do the left main rhythm now and see if I can get through it. Alright, here we go.